Welcome to the Mindset Elevator, everybody. You were right all along. They just don't want to admit that, because to admit that would mean that they'd have to take accountability for whatever it was that they were misled about, or for whatever it was that they misled about themselves. They could have been spreading false information. They could have been pumping narratives that had no merit, right? And so you could have been the alerter. You could have been the person that was trying to bring clarity and to try to bring the truth to show everybody what the situation really entailed, what it really was about, the meat of the matter. That's what you always bring. Somebody like you always brings the truth. And you will be discredited and you will be quieted and shunned because of the truth that you speak. People will go along with the lies, trust and believe. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many times I've seen people posture this way. People will behave like they don't know what the truth is. They'll spin a lot of tall tales and say that you are a liar and you are making things up. And they'll go out there in the community and spread these false narratives to make you look bad, to make you quiet, to keep you quiet, to keep you feeling ostracized and unbelieved. But the truth always comes out. And when people can't fake the funk anymore, and you know how it goes, let it be known in the comment section if you feel like you've seen that. When you've seen where that line is drawn and the faking and the pretending and the false narratives are no longer holding water and people's lies start to crumble and shatter under pressure of the truth, because the truth brings a lot of pressure, people are going to see you were right all along. You were spitting real facts all along. You weren't lying. You don't have to lie. That's why you keep elevating. That's why you keep going up, because everything that comes out of your mouth is the truth. And you don't care if you're going to be rejected because of the truth that you have. You know what comes with it. There's always caveats, but you still choose to live that way, that free mind, that real talk, the real truth of the matter, the nitty-gritty details that only the truth would entail. Trust me, people are seeing now that you were right all along. Folks don't want to look bad out here for spinning tall tales, because it would paint them in an extremely negative light, maybe delusional, crazy, right? Somebody who's off their rocker for spinning these kinds of tales that have no merits, once again, that have no substance. And you could have been the person saying, listen, that story doesn't make any sense. That's not how things went. That's not how things go. You're being misled. You're being lied to. And I have the truth. Do you want to hear it out? Do you want to hear it? And you're going to be met with backlash, because people love lies. You know, I've been around a lot of folks. It's kind of sickening to see how many people just love lies because they love drama, right? They love the fantasy part of things, and they don't want to come to terms with what the truth actually is. They prefer to keep the lies up and to keep the lies going through their heads and going through their ears, because it's a form of entertainment for these people. You would have think it's the Olympics, the lying Olympics, the facade Olympics, where folks are just tuned in and they're not about to see the truth like perhaps somebody is, you know. Listen, people pretend, right? And you know, people are probably seeing now that the information that you were trying to alert them with clearly is what is factual, because it makes sense. What you were saying was making sense. What you could have been saying, which was the truth, which was truth-based, could have been freeing. You could have been alerting people because it would have helped them. Maybe sometimes the truth hurts. It could have been a heavy truth. It could have been a starking contrast to the narratives that were being spun, so people didn't want to believe it. Or folks didn't want you to come out because you would expose the delusional mindsets or the pretend games that a lot of folks put forth. But now there's no ignoring it. Now people have to come to terms with the fact that you were telling the truth all along, and they're going to have to admit it, whether or not they want to. It's not about if they want to. Nobody cares if they don't want to accept the truth, as this bee flies around me, you know. The proof is in the pudding. You are the messenger. People can't mess with you out here, because they know if they do, you'll just come out with the truth. And the truth is too precise to be rebutted. That's just how it goes, right? So keep speaking your truth. because it pays off in more ways than one. If folks want to live in a delusional world where only the lies and the fantasies reign supreme, then hey, go for it. But the real ones know that the truth will set you free. And that is a better way to live life. Even if you don't have a lot of people around you, even if a lot of people don't want to rock with you because they know you expose what's real and what's not. It's like, you know, this ain't beyond belief, fact or fiction. You know, this is not a show. This is not a game. Life is not a sitcom, though some people treat it that way. Bottom line is the truth. When you are the person who postures yourself in that way, the optics are looking very good for you, you know, but it's also going to be a lot of backlash and a lot of negativity that you get from people who decide to reside and dwell in a fantasy world. This is just what they choose. But people are starting to see, though, that they cannot continue this fantasy. They cannot continue the posturing. They cannot continue the lies. The facades are dwindling. Their opportunities are not, you know, they're being siphoned. They're not getting what they want. They're not winning anymore because the lies have been exposed, and you are the exposer of these lies. And the truth heightens you. And you have probably a deep awareness of what happens around you in your world, in your own life, in your community, and beyond. And so, you know, folks are going to have to admit, whether or not they wish to, that you were correct the entire duration of time that this incident or situations were taking place. And you're not going to get no daps. You're not going to get no people bigging you up. You're not going to, a lot of times people are just going to hang their head in shame. You'll never see the remnants of the lies cracking, of the facades dissipating. You may never see, but you will know. You will feel it. You will know. Let it be known in the comments if you feel like this video resonated with you, everybody. I thank you guys so much for supporting the channel in all the ways that you guys do, and continuing to bolster the channel and to strengthen the channel. And just vibing out here on this platform here is always very enriching to me, and I hope you guys feel like it is, you have the same experience as I do, right? Coming on here and just talking and just spitting real stuff, relatable. It's a lot of things I've been through, and it's a lot of things I know there are a lot of commonalities between all of us here on the Mindset Elevator. So I thank you guys. Hope you guys stay positive, stay uplifted, and enjoy your August 2025 as we're sailing through it. Stay up, everybody. Love you guys all, and let it be known in your comments as it relates to the premise, if you feel like you agree that people know that you were right all along, but they just did not want to come to terms with that or to openly admit that. Thank you guys. See you soon.